It's really interesting to hear from your side, your view on One Belt One Road. So my question is that, so do you think the key of success with that initiative in Central Asia is actually rely on China's attitude towards Taliban? Because to me, China kind of now want to keep a status quo as now. So I just want to know your view. Thank you.
China wants to develop its central and western territories, including Xinjiang, which requires the creation of infrastructure linking those areas to the world overland through Eurasia and south to the Indian Ocean, because they're very, very far from China's Pacific coast, where most of the development has taken place thus far. Of course, there's considerable unrest in Xinjiang, which, by the way, has absolutely nothing to do with anything happening in Pakistan and Afghanistan, but is entirely due to the situation in Xinjiang itself. But of course, it could be aggravated by some groups from outside. And China does not want to put its workers, engineers, and so on in places where they're likely to get kidnapped or killed. It doesn't want to build facilities that are likely to be blown up. So therefore, its ability to implement those investments, which it sees as necessary for its domestic stability and for its domestic economy, depends on the peace and security in those other areas, including Pakistan and Afghanistan. On the other hand, China has a very strong tradition diplomatically of what China defines as non-interference, but it has recently started to change that and become somewhat more proactive. For instance, China has now a special envoy for Afghanistan and participated as an observer in the round of talks between the Afghan government and the Taliban in July. And what the Chinese say, and I've been talking to the Chinese about this for about 3 years as part of a dialogue process, what they really don't like is people suggesting that they should take the lead in this. Because they don't want to be responsible for the results, and I can't blame them. And also, they don't really have the experience or capacity. Now, the United States does have experience, but largely negative, of course, of working on these issues. But I think what both the United States and China are trying to do, somewhat gingerly, because of all the other irritants in the relationship, is to find a way to coordinate their policies and even cooperate on Afghanistan and Pakistan.